by the legal team representing French arms company Thales. It, along with former President Jacob Zuma, are in court arguing for a permanent stay of prosecution relating to corruption charges.
Right, for more on this now and today's court proceedings and how that is likely to unfold, we cross live to our reporter Ayanda Mhlongo. Ayanda, good morning. So what will the focus be of today's heads of argument by the Thales legal team?
A very good morning to you, Sakina and Leanne, and good morning to our viewers at home. Yes, as Leanne said in the intro, today we'll be looking at what the legal representatives of the French arms company Thales, represented by Advocate Anton Katz, what their presentations will be today here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court, of course, as they too will be arguing for the permanent stay of prosecution. We know yesterday, very briefly in the afternoon, Advocate Katz did stand up and make certain points that he will then go into detail here today. And one of the points that the company Thales have said and argued previously, very briefly though in some of the previous appearances, was that today they'll be questioning the decision, firstly by wanting the court to review the decision by the NPA, and that was to charge, or to reinstate rather, the charges against Thales. They said that when the decision by the NPA was made to reinstate the charges against the former president, at the time the French arms company Thales was not included in that decision. And further, of course, they also then will be arguing that there have been incredible delays in this case. But to go further and recap a little bit on what was said yesterday, as well as the arguments that were presented by the Zuma defense team, as well as what we can expect today in terms of the arguments that are going to be put forward by the defense team representing French arms company Thales. I'm now joined by our legal expert, Advocate Makhosazana Mbonani. Advocate, good morning and thank you very much for joining us this morning. Let's firstly quickly start with today on what we expect. Advocate Katz today will be making his representations before the three judges, and one of the points, and he did make reference to it yesterday, is that they're going to be asking this court to review the decision that has been taken initially by the NPA to reinstate the charges against the company that he is representing, arguing that when the matter went to court and those that were pursuing the charges to be reinstated against the former president, there was no mention of their company, and they felt that they have been somewhat of an add-on to the charges. Your comments?
Thank you, and good morning, and thank you for having me today. Essentially, what this application is a permanent stay of prosecution, and what they need to prove today, just to give you a background, are three requirements. First is the nature of the nature of the prejudice suffered by the accused. So you look at the unreasonable delay in that context. Secondly, you look at the nature of the case. And finally, you look at the systematic delay. So they will have to go into detail about that. But to answer your question, it is the decision, and it is within the powers of the NPA and the decision maker at that time to decide to reinstate charges. But to do that, they must take into consideration all these factors. And if they satisfy themselves that they are within their rights to do so, and it is and they weigh that against the interests of justice, then they may do so. But also, the accused has an opportunity to make an application to have that decision reviewed, because at the end of the day, they have a right to a speedy trial. They have a right to a trial without delays.
The delays. Speaking about the delays, the state has always said that they were ready, and I know we discussed this with you previously, that they would blame the Zuma. In this case, they would blame the accused in the matter, both the Zuma defense team as well as a French arms company Thales, that for the delaying tactics. And on this, equally so, now you're finding that the two defense teams are saying that the delays in the matter were as a result of decisions that were taken by the NPA.
And you have to look at it as with the grand picture in mind. Yes, there were delays on the part of the defense. There were some delays on the part of the state as well. But the inquiry in making a decision in this application goes back to those 3 requirements that we spoke about. So for them, as they are dominant litis in this matter, they are the ones, that is the defense, which are applicants in this matter. They are the ones that are going to have to prove that it was not within their powers to make sure that the prosecution continued.
All right, Advocate, thank you. We're going to leave it there for now, and I know you'll be staying with us throughout the day. Advocate Makhosazana Mbonani there, sharing with us her unpacking for us what happened yesterday and what, of course, we can legally expect today from the defense team of the French arms company Thales. We're going to leave it here for now from Pietermaritzburg, and let's go to a quick ad break.